Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. It's your host, me, and I am especially excited today because in 48 hours, we will have NFL kickoff. That's right, Arrowhead Stadium. The Lions come to Kansas City to face the defending Super Bowl champions, and I'm going to cut right to it, guys. I made this video this morning. I was 75% done with the edits. I was about to post it, and then this man goes and does this and screws everything up. And I talk about all kinds of things in this, and I want to make sure I'm giving you the most up-to-date odds, news, etc. So we are going to remake the video, and that's okay. That's how it goes sometimes. So strap in. Here we go. Before we get started, I do want to do some housekeeping. My goal for this channel is to give you a 10-ish minute rundown of every primetime game. So that's Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays. I'm going to try to have this released 48 hours ahead of time. That's my goal. Things change, but that is the expectation that you guys can count on. Now, I also am going to try to get this in podcast form so people who are driving to work, maybe an hour commute, I don't know, you can listen to this for part of it. That's going to be a work in progress. We will see. But as always, if you guys can subscribe to the YouTube channel, that helps me the most. My goal by 2023 ending is to have 1,000 subscribers on this channel. We're sitting just under 400. Let's try to make that happen. So as I was saying, we do have the Lions and the Chiefs. This is too much green. I'm going to move forward immediately. Thursday night football is back, and sadly, right now, the sportsbooks only have 2 promotions up for this game. I know that will change, but I wanted to get this out beforehand, so check my Twitter, check my TikTok. If you want the most up-to-date promotions, I'll make sure to make a post, but right now, DraftKings is offering an up 7 early win promotion, and when I first made the video, I think the value was on the Lions, but we'll talk about what I think is going to happen with Travis Kelce. And actually, let's just talk about it now. He's going to play. He's not going to miss the season opener at home. This is all to create a buzz. Sure, maybe he hyperextended his knee, whatever. I trust that that's accurate, but I really, really doubt he misses this first game. They have no other pass catchers of reputable, historical yardage touchdown data to go on. So he's going to play. So right now, I think if you want value, the value is on the Chiefs. And when he gets into the lineup, I think you see the Lions go back to their normal numbers. So that's just my suggestion. If you want to get some value, I would take the Chiefs today. If you're fine with waiting, you can wait. And FanDuel is offering a no-sweat bet for any Week 1 game. This includes Thursday, but is not specific to Thursday. Otherwise, no other books have promotions out right now for Thursday. Looking at the weather, it's going to be a perfect night. It's going to be 80s, no wind, sun will be down. It'll be perfect. This is at Arrowhead Stadium, which is one of the top 3 most difficult places to play just because of the crowd noise. I believe they have the NFL record for crowd noise. They broke the Seahawks record not too long ago. But an interesting point that I want to mention about this is Jared Goff comes into Kansas City having played 5 years in Seattle. He is used to this crowd noise. He's going to be able to, at practice, talk his guys through what it's going to be like. Can you simulate that noise? Of course not. But I believe that Jared Goff will have the tools at his disposal to come into this field, to come into this hostile environment and be prepared. So that is something that I am personally not worried about. Taking a look at both of these teams for last season, the Lions were 9-8. They missed the playoffs, but they ended the year 8-2, which to win 9 games and 8 of those coming in your last 10 tells me they figured something out along the way. Bad start, great finish. That's what I like to see going into a new season. And the Chiefs, we all know, won the Super Bowl, 14-3 record. And interestingly enough, of the 17 games they played, 10 of them, over half, were one-score contests. Now, I haven't checked the data across all of the NFL. I'm sure this is fairly common, but the Chiefs were in a lot of close games. I am not incredibly high on the Chiefs this year. We'll talk about that as well, but that is something to note. As far as roster changes goes from the offseason, the Lions' biggest additions were probably David Montgomery from the Bears. Marvin Jones comes back from being with the Jacksonville Jaguars for 2 years. And my favorite pickup that the Lions made was Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, a safety who comes over from the Eagles, had 6 interceptions last year, 3 the year before with the Saints. He's kind of bounced around, but I think this is a piece that will certainly help the Lions, who will pair well with their new toy and buddy from Michigan, the pass rusher, Aiden Hutchinson. I think it'll be a great tandem frontline, backline defense. So watch out for him. They lose Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift, but they draft Gibbs and they add Montgomery. So I think the trade-off is fine there. They lose DJ Chark, but what did they lose? It didn't seem like they were too happy with him. He was injured. It wasn't a great fit. I think adding Marvin Jones back is actually an upgrade in some capacity. Obviously, tight end Sam Laporta is a great addition as well in the draft. Looking now at the Chiefs and their offseason moves, they signed Jerick McKinnon. He was already with the team, and they bring in Richie James from the Giants. Outside of that, not impressed with any other signings. Maybe you can argue Jawan Taylor at offensive tackle is good to replace Orlando Brown, who they let walk. But I don't know. I think Orlando Brown was pretty darn good. They also let Juju Smith-Schuster walk. They let Mecole Hardman walk. Frank Clark is gone. Chandler Jones is gone. On paper, this team has lost more than it's gained. It is hard to defend Super Bowls. Now, have they had great success in recent years? Absolutely. Have they gotten over these hurdles? Absolutely. But do I finally think this is the end of the Mahomes era? Not exactly, but I do think they take a major step back this year. I think their lack of a consistent run game cripples them. Now you're going to argue, well, Jerick McKinnon, they have Pacheco. He was a rookie last year. They still have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm not sold that they have a 3-down back who complements Patrick Mahomes' ability in the passing game. I think they're going to rely too much on Mahomes again like they always have, and it's going to hurt them. That's just my prediction. So, again, their drafting was okay. They get an edge rusher. They get a wide receiver from SMU who probably will step in, at least see some time on the field. Bottom line is, I think the Chiefs get worse on paper this year. My questions for each team. We'll start with the Lions. Has their defense improved? I think it will. I think Aiden Hutchinson, a year more experience, having the new safety from the Eagles, Gardner Johnson behind him is going to help tremendously. And my second question is, leaving Williams, who was the biggest touchdown producer in the NFL, out of the lineup this year, getting rid of Swift as well, how does the dynamic change? I think this team did better than any team has in replacing holes in critical positions. Bringing in Montgomery for goal line situations is a great replacement for Williams. If you have to bring in somebody, bring him in, okay? Especially for the price they got him at. If you're going to replace a quick pass-catching back with Swift, let's draft a guy who looks more dynamic than Swift looks with Gibbs. So I think Gibbs and David Montgomery is actually an upgrade for Williams and Swift, just slightly. Williams was not incredibly well known before last year. He made quite a stir with his anime business and all of his touchdowns. And I think part of that has to be thanked to the Lions and how they were able to use him. So I trust this coaching staff, and I trust that they'll be able to do the same with Gibbs and with Montgomery. As for my questions with the Chiefs, I'll keep it simple. I don't think their defense has improved. That's not a question. That's a statement. I don't think they're going to be able to hang with a lot of these offenses in the NFL, and I think it's going to hurt tremendously this team, especially in a division with the Chargers, with the Broncos, who I think will be a lot better with Sean Payton, and a renewed belief in Russell Wilson, and the Raiders I think will just be, fine. They'll compete in these games. My other question is their wide receiver room. I know teams are able to win games with mediocre talent at the wide receiver position, especially when they have a Hall of Fame quarterback like the Chiefs have with Patrick Mahomes. However, I am not sold on Kadarius Toney, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and Sky Moore. I think they're going to see some growing pains, and I think it's going to be a slow process. So I predict this early in the season is going to be rough for Mahomes. You're going to see analysts talking, what's happening to Mahomes and the Chiefs? What's going on in Kansas City, right? You're going to see that this year. That's my guess. So watch out for that. Taper your expectations a little bit when talking about this offense for 2023. As far as the numbers go, I've actually included 2 visuals here because, like I said, I made this video this morning before the Travis Kelce news broke, and I want to show you how an injury to a key player can move lines in certain ways. So the best price you could get on the Lions this morning was plus 250. The best lines for the Chiefs was minus 265. The news broke. Travis Kelce, and books have adjusted. Now the best line you can get on the Lions is plus 210, and the best lines you can get on the Chiefs is minus 240. So just the idea that Kelce might miss this game has moved the lines in the Lions' favor 40 cents, okay? or away from the, however you want to word it. The Lions line got worse, okay? The Lions became more expected to win. Taking a look at the spread, the Lions were a 6.5-point favorite or underdog this morning, sorry, and they are now a 5.5-point underdog. This is a key number, okay? We know in NFL, teams win by 6 and they win by 7. So to have the line sitting at 6.5, all right, now we move down to 5.5. Now we have a 6 and a 7 in the Chiefs' favor. So that's a pretty significant swing in terms of line movement and going over that key number just for a tight end, right? But that tells you how big of a tight end he is. As far as the total goes, we see 54.5 this morning, and now it's at 52.5. So it's moved down 2 points. Kelsey's questionable absence has given the numbers guys a 2-point swing in this game. So he's a big deal. Again, I think he's going to play. I'm 90% sure he's going to play with no limitations. They're going to have something else to talk about. Ooh, whoop-de-doo. Okay, I don't think they're not lying about an injury, but are they exaggerating? I think so. So if you want any value right now, I think the value is Chiefs minus 5.5 or the over 52.5. I'm not taking either of them, but I'm saying I think that is where the value lies at this point. Before we talk about bets I like, I want to be very crystal clear. I am not a handicapper. I am not sharp. The NFL is the hardest sport to bet, and I will never claim to be good or profitable at betting the NFL straight up. Period. Anybody who does, question them. Question them with all your might. Now, what I can do is talk about things I like. I can talk about angles I prefer in how players match up. I can talk about teams. I can talk about trends. But I'm not guaranteeing you that that makes it a good bet. Also, a lot of good bets that I make have to do with getting value. And if I make a YouTube video about value, value changes. So by the time you watch the video, it may not be the same value. And we'll talk about that with Jahmyr Gibbs in just a second. So the best way you can make money sports betting, especially the NFL, is use the promos. It's the number one bet sport. And so they're going to offer, they being Sportsbook, are going to offer you promotions. So the first touchdown score promotion, bet it, okay? In the long run, you're probably going to be up if you convert your free bets that they give you if you don't win, okay? They offer you a profit boost. Use it, okay? Have fun and use the handouts that these books are giving you. However, I am going to give you picks I like for the sake of this channel. But again, this is for entertainment. This is for fun. I'm also going to keep my record, so we'll see how badly the NFL tears me up or how badly or how lucky I can get. We'll just say that. So speaking of value, Jahmyr Gibbs this morning was plus 180 to score a touchdown on FanDuel. The next best line was 160 on PointsBet, 140 on Hard Rock, 130 on DraftKings, meaning there was tremendous value on his touchdown line on FanDuel. Now, I could have made this video. I did make this video. I could have posted this video. And right now, I went and looked to make sure this line was still the same. It's not. Jahmyr Gibbs' score touchdown is plus 165, which means that people saw this value on him and they put money on him, which caused FanDuel to move the line. Now, is there still value at plus 165? According to these other books, sure. If you think these other books are sharp, sure, there's value at 165. Am I going to take it? Not right now. Okay, it's what I've taken at 180, more likely than 165. Okay, so that is what I'm talking about. Pay attention to that. That's why tools like Dark Horse help a ton. You get better lines, better value. Bet I do like is Marvin Jones Jr. to score a touchdown. Welcome back to Detroit, my guy. FanDuel has this at plus 220. Hard Rock is the best book, plus 375. Almost, not quite, almost double what DraftKings and, well, what FanDuel is offering. Okay, DraftKings is 310. I think this defense being the Chiefs defense, is suspect. I think they're going to struggle. And I think that Jared Goff is going to be fine in the pocket. A lot of focus is going to be on Amon-Ra St. Brown. And so who steps up? I predict it's Marvin Jones with that veteran leadership, with his skill set. Give me Marvin Jones to find the end zone at plus 375. On that same token, I think his yardage at 25 yards is too low. That's a catch and a half for this guy. I'm shocked to see that low. I probably would have played this up to 38 yards. So yeah, give me 25 all day at minus 114. And finally, Jared Goff passing yards, 256. I had him getting probably 270, 275. So you got a 20-yard cushion off my guess. Take it every time. So these are the bets I like. Am I rushing to the window right now to place these? No. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm sitting back and I'm waiting for a promotion to be offered. Maybe DraftKings or FanDuel comes out and says, hey, Make a 4-leg same game parlay. We'll give you a 50% boost. Now what am I doing? Goff passing yards, Marvin Jones receiving yards, Marvin Jones touchdown, Lions plus 9.5, right? That is how I utilize these promotions, and that is how I make the most money sports betting. If I do gamble on this and just bet this how it is, I will tweet out, I will post on TikTok my official plays, okay? Like I did with this right here, okay? Whoop, whoop. My picture's mirrored here, okay? I went on TikTok, on Twitter, on Sunday night, and I said, here is what I like with my 50% profit boost for Florida State and LSU. Bang, 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 bang. We cashed all the legs. We hit it for $110. Now, that's a great win. It feels good. But I used my knowledge of the game to make some predictions, and I was successful. That's not going to happen every time. But when I have those profit boosts and I get the extra $30, $40 that I wouldn't have had without the profit boost, it makes it EV or positive expected value in the long run. So there's my tirade about betting and what you can expect from this channel. That about does it for this video. As always, I am on TikTok. I am on Twitter or X here. Here are my handles, Green Beans Go Sports for both of them. Check those out if you want some quick updates. I'll post things from time to time, things that I think may move a little quicker or just some quick snippets. So don't be afraid to follow me or check those things out. As always, I appreciate you guys coming by. A subscription helps me get to that 1,000, which is our goal by the end of 2023. As always, enjoy the game on Thursday, and we will see you next time on the channel.